Jacqueline, what are you doing? It's not even Thanksgiving yet.
Don't be silly. It's always time for big bags of goodness. Haven't you heard of us? See, we're a small group of your local neighbors, and we care about this community. It all started in 2011 when I switched career fields. I wanted to keep working with the community, though. I love the mission. I love San Francisco. This was the one place that I felt like I belonged. And part of that was because of this close-knit feeling you get in San Francisco, where it's okay to be you. And so we thought we'd feed people 100 meals. 100 turned into 300. And before the mandates, 1,123 people got bags of hope, bags of dignity. Having worked in the field, I know what does tend to get people off the street. It's called mentorship. It's called someone deciding not to look past someone when they walk down the street. Don't worry, I've done it too. But to stop, to talk to the person, to make sure they're okay. And me and my epically awesome volunteers have actually seen it work. We've seen people get off the streets. We've sat there and created those bonds, talked about options that they may have never even thought of. Because, you see, most people think the biggest threat to our outdoor neighbors is all the other outdoor neighbors. But that's not the case. Someone who's chronically homeless has a life expectancy cut of almost 20 years. Right now, during a global pandemic, we have more and more people on the streets, and I know I'm not the only one who's seen it. But we can do something. We can create those bonds. We can take someone to AA if they show that interest. We can talk to someone as a human being. But biggest threat to the homeless, especially right now, the weather. As ridiculous as it sounds. We got close to someone in 2019 named William who had gone to Afghanistan and he had a brain injury from an IUD. All we wanted to do was get him a sleeping bag. But we didn't raise enough money for that. And he passed away by himself in an ambulance 2 days after his 42nd birthday. So I know that our community can be better. Because anyone can give a buck away. But can you give juice? Or other bags of food? And that's what we're trying to do. Basically supply people with a week's worth of food and masks. The Mission homeless population has some of the lowest COVID-19 diagnosis. Those homeless people are desperate for your help, for masks, that are going to take care of you and everyone you love. And as it turns out, our community cares quite a bit. So go ahead, walk down to 3101 24th Street. Cross Street is Folsom, and show us some love. We've got a green bin where the old registers used to be, and we're waiting desperately for your perishable and non-perishable donations. We have a lot of women's clothing, so not that, but men's clothing is needed, along with seasonal gear, hats, gloves, the whole 9 yards. 2020 has taught me, and hopefully you too, that everyone in my community matters. So, thank you. Thank you for being awesome. Because that crazy goal is so high because we want to make sure hourly workers don't end up on the street. So, thank you for your generosity. And happy Noche Buena, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Festivus, and any other religious dogma you, study or follow. Have a great 2021.